Hey everybody, and welcome to Anime for Life. Well, today is not going to be a very happy video. Um, it's come to my attention that there was a bit of a tragedy today, and well, actually, I guess it would be yesterday, considering it happened in Japan, and that was that Kyoto Animation has pretty much burned to the ground. And I mean that in the very literal sense. And for those who don't know Kyoto Animation, they're an incredibly well known, well respected anime company who've made some of the most beloved series um, ever. And some of those would include the Lucky Star series, the Clannad series, and its sequel After Story, Haruhi, Kobayashi no Dragon Maid, and many, many others. Um, and actually, speaking of Dragon Maid, that actually kind of worries me because it was actually confirmed that a second season was in the works, and now because of what happened, um, what's going to happen with it now? Because the death toll actually is put up of over 30 people and about the same number injured, some of them critically, at least 10 critically injured. And some of the directors, very, very well known, well respected directors, are still confirmed missing. So now that puts that up in the air as to what's going to happen. Um, but I do have the news article here for those who want to basically get a little more informed on it. And so I'll read it out to you guys. And it says, a man shouted die as he doused an animation studio with fuel and set it ablaze in Japan on Thursday, or Wednesday for us. Public broadcaster NHK said, killing at least 33 people in the nation's worst mass murder in nearly 2 decades. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe called the attack in the city of Kyoto the largest or the latest grisly killing in a nation widely known for its low crime rates, too appalling for words, and offered condolences. Police detained a 41-year-old man who shouted "die" as he poured what appeared to be petrol around the three-story Kyoto Animation building shortly after 10 a.m. local time, public broadcaster NHK reported. 33 people were confirmed dead, an official of the Kyoto City Fire Department said. And there's a picture of it basically burning to the ground. Fire engulfed the building and white black smoke billowed from its charred windows. It was Japan's worst mass killing since suspected arson attack on a Tokyo building in 2001. So 18 years. Shiro Misaki, a 47-year-old owner of a neighborhood bar 5 minutes from the studio, said he was driving nearby when he saw this thick smoke. Policemen were stopping traffic and it was really hazy with smoke, he said. Even after I got back to my restaurant, I could smell the smoke. The Prime Minister said the cause was arson. Today, many people were killed and wounded in an arson murder case in Kyoto, Abe said in a post on Twitter. It's too appalling for words. And as you can see here, more photos of what went on. And the firefighters doing what they can for the building. And pretty much the aftermath of what happened. Um, it says the dead were found on all three floors of the building, including in the studio and on a staircase leading to the roof, the fire department said. It was not clear if the roughly 10 people found dead on the staircase had been trying to escape. Another 36 people were taken into the hospital by midday, the fire department said, adding that 10 of them were seriously injured. By Thursday, the fire department had completed its search of the studio, it said. The suspect arsonist was injured and was being treated in a hospital, so police could not question him, NHK said. Kyoto police declined to comment. The studio produces popular series such as The Sound Euphonium. It's free. Road to the World, the Dream movie, is due to release this month. I am heartbroken. Hideaki Hata, the studio's chief executive, told producers or told reporters. I hope I'm saying that name right. Uh, it's unbearable that the people who helped carry Japan's animation industry were hurt and lost their lives in this way. There was an outpouring of support for the studio on Japanese language social media, with some users posting pictures of animation. Many posted from the hashtag pray for Kioni, using an abbreviation for Kyoto Animation. The studio has an outsized impact on Japan's animation industry that outstrips the list of works it has produced, said Tokyo-based film commentator Yuichi Maeda. It has a huge presence in animation here. To have this many people die at once will be a huge blow to the Japanese animation industry, he said. Violent crime is relatively rare in Japan, but occasional high-profile incidents have shocked the country. Less than 2 months ago, a knife-wielding man slashed at a group of schoolgirls at a busy bus stop in Kawasaki, just south of Tokyo, killing one girl and the father of another, while injuring more than a dozen children. And in 2016, a man armed with a knife broke into a facility for the disabled in a small town near Tokyo and killed 19 patients. And with that, that's pretty much where the article ends. And then you just get a bunch of ads in the comments. But as you can see, it's a horrible situation and a major tragedy. And they really don't have any leads as to what made this guy do it. Though, from what I've read around, apparently they actually have been getting death threats and other forms of threatening letters for quite some time now, though I couldn't figure out why. They didn't really give any details about it. But the fact that anime community and manga and games and all that, that's a form of release for everybody. We do this to just get away from the stresses and to forget that crappy day we had at work or at school or whatever you're doing, or even if you're not stressed, just because you just want to watch something to pass the time. And then you go on to the net to go finish that series or whatever that you put away for the day because you couldn't quite finish it. You still had that one or two episodes left. And the first thing you see pop up is, yeah, Kyoto Animation, one of the most beloved studios of the anime community, is now burned to the ground. Like, that totally puts a damper in your day, if not ruins it completely. Because, for all you know now, some of your best animes that you've known for all time will never get to see a continuation. Because, sure, maybe they might get picked up by somebody else, but they'll never be able to do it like that studio could do it. And some may just not get continued, period. Like you look at High School of the Dead, for instance. Lots of people loved that series. But when the creator passed away, his brother who was working on it with him has decided, no, I'm not going to continue it without him. And that was the end of that. So many people wanted it to continue. But because he passed away, that it's never going to happen. It's the same with Kaijo. Though I personally don't know the reason why they don't decide to continue it. But regardless, we're never going to see a second season of that, most likely. And it boggles my mind why somebody would want to do this. If you got a hatred for an anime series or a studio, that's fine. Go ahead, hate it. If you don't like it, boycott it. Don't buy the products, the toys, the action figures, the mangas, the animes that come from it. That's fine. Show your disinterest and hatred form that way. Don't murder people and burn it to the ground. The people who work there have done nothing to you. And even if they have, it might be just that one or two people, not those now like 60 people who you've now ruined the lives of. And it's not even just those 60 people now. You've ruined the people you've murdered and injured, but now you've also ruined the people associated with them's lives. I can speak English, I swear. Um, it's a snowballing effect. It doesn't just affect the one or two people. It affects the people associated with them and with them and with them and so on and so forth. It doesn't just stop at one little place. It's a branching effect. And that's what these people don't understand. They think it's just, oh, this is the people I'm going to get back at. That's where it's going to stop. Once I get back at that person, that's just going to be the end of it. No, that's not the end of it. Like, you look at us. Like, we've got nothing to do with Kyoto Animation. We're not even from Japan, many of us. But it still affects us. We're still upset over this. We still feel like really, really bad over this because we have such a great love and respect, and we get a lot of joy from watching and playing the games and series that come out from Kyoto. But now seeing and hearing this news, it it hits us just as hard. But because they have this such burning hatred for this company for God knows what reason, they don't see that. All they see is this little target, and that's all they see. They don't care who it affects. And in all honesty, I wouldn't even care what his reasons for it. I just want to put him by the firing squad. But then you can use the same reasoning then. Now you're just as bad as him. And all you're seeing is your little target on him and not seeing who it would affect by taking him out. And that would make you just as bad, right? So that's why you have the justice system. So I'm just making this quick little video to say I'm sorry to all the people who've lost somebody precious to them today or yesterday, as the case may be, because of the time zones. And I hope that all the people who have survived this incident makes a full recovery and can move on from this incident. And I hope that Kyoto can rebuild itself from this incident and doesn't have to shut its doors. I hope that it can rise literally from the ashes and can just in time put itself behind it and just say like, yeah, that was one hell of an incident that we went through that in the past, but you know what, we were able to get through it. But only time will tell. They've got a Patreon, or not a Patreon, sorry, a GoFundMe page started, and that will be in the description below. So if you've got, $5 or $10 to spare to donate to the cause to help them rebuild from this, or to support all the families who've lost loved ones in this tragic accident, you can do so. Obviously, you're under no obligation to do so, but if you can spare that $1 or $2, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated by all who have been affected by this. But that's all I wanted to say on this topic. I just wanted to bring up the just really the devastation of this and show support that even us in the West here have your back. The people of Japan who are all affected by this, we're there for you still, because we're affected just as much as you are because we love this industry. We don't want to see it go down and suffer because of incidents like this. So if you can donate, please do, even if it's just mere pennies. But yeah, that's all I have to say now. And it really does. It breaks my heart because first we had the incident with Notre Dame, and now this. So I'm really hoping that this will be the last major bit of really bad news we hear for in a while. I hope the series that were in the works don't get canceled because of this, because I know a lot of people are really looking forward to the second season of Kobayashi, and I hope that's not canceled now because of this. But you know, who knows? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where things go. But yeah, that's about all there is to say on that. So until then, keep enjoying anime and anime for life.